Hi everyone, my name is Kelvin Mugambi. I'm a pastor in Mavuno Church, Wayakiwe.
And my name is Charity Murigi Mugambi, and I lead communications at a Pan-African technology firm.
Yes, and this is our Firstfruits story. So we've given Firstfruits for the last 3 years. This is going to be our 4th year.
Yeah.
So what we do, we usually give the whole amount in January, the whole first month salary in January as a whole.
Yeah. And last year, when we gave our first fruits, it happened to be a very interesting time for us. We had a number of concerns because we gave our first fruits. We were now looking for where the money is going to come from for the rest of our bills. And at that time, his mom was living with us because she was due for a surgery, a very serious surgery at that time. In addition to that, I was expecting. I was about 7 months pregnant. And while we are still grappling with all of that, we hear God telling us to give out our car. And we are wondering, okay, what's going to happen? But we obeyed and we did. We gave out our car. And so we are left without a car. Mom needs to go to hospital. She had follow-up visits at the hospital 3 times a week. I also was commuting to work. I was still going to work. I worked until, full days at work until the last day of my pregnancy.
Yeah, so in all that, we were trusting God. So what happened? So with my mom, when she went on the operating table, they found out that the case was actually even worse than they thought. And so it actually cost more than the government insurance could afford. And so we had to pay a bill of almost half the amount that had initially been asked. And so we went there prayerfully asking God, give us this money, open a door for us, and try to negotiate with the billing people. Then the first day they refused. On the second day, that guy just looked at me and said, I like you, and then stamped it. And just like that, the whole bill was paid. And then the second, and then for the car, we were praying, and then Pastor Irene told us that to print out the car we are trusting God for, not what we can afford, but what we are trusting God for. And go to pray at the altar in Mavuno Church. So we did that. And just soon after that, a friend of ours just calls us and says, their landlady is selling a car. And we go, and it was a bit more than we could afford. And so we were trying to finish the conversation because it was more expensive than we could afford. But guess what? That lady looks at Charity.
I was expecting
and is fully pregnant and says, and tells her husband, this baby will not wait for us to make this decision. Sell the car. What amount can you afford? That is the price. So that we got our car for the amount we could afford, not what it was worth.
Yeah, and in addition to that, when I come back from my maternity leave, I'm having a conversation with my boss and she tells me, I think you're due for a promotion, which was a pleasant surprise because it wasn't something that I was expecting, and it has really been a hard year for most companies, even in the tech industry, both locally and globally. And true to her word, 3 months down the line, I got confirmed for a promotion, which was really amazing. And as these events were unfolding through the year, I think it wasn't occurring to us that this is God's provision, this is God's faithfulness. But as we were taking stock, we had a Thanksgiving service in December of 2024 at church. And as we were taking stock of the year, we actually realized this is God's provision. It's Him being faithful. And He had provided for us over and above even what we had given as first fruits. Yes,
and true to His faithfulness, true to His word actually. He says in His word that if you honor the Lord with your first fruits, which is what we are doing, we're honoring God. Your barns will be full and your vats will overflow with new wine, which we believe is new opportunities as well. And so we have seen God actually do that, be faithful to His word, as we have obeyed and followed Him as well. So that is our first fruit story.
Yeah, that is the story of God's faithfulness in our lives.